Today I'm going to take you through some quick tips on how to start reselling on eBay. Now you may have been wanting to start reselling for a while and you just need a kickstart on how to start doing it. You're not sure where to start, what to do, all those type of things. Well, I'm going to give you a few tips on how to start. Now before we get into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. Also hit a thumbs up on this, it really helps me out. So in this video I'm going to take you through some basics on how to start reselling. The first is going to be setting your goals. The second is going to be getting an account. The third is what do you need. The fourth is going to be your initial investment. And the fifth is going to be categories to sell. Now the first thing you want to start thinking about is how to set your goals. The first question you're going to want to ask yourself is, do you want to do this as a hobby or do you want to do this as a business? That question is going to help you understand how serious you want to take this, how many more steps you're going to want to go in the long term. Are you going to be making an LLC or are you making a business account, all that type of stuff to really understand, how in depth you need to learn the ins and outs of just starting a business. Second question you want to ask yourself is how much time do you have? If this is a side hustle, you could start by just doing a couple hours a week on this. If you're making this a business, it's going to be, at least a part-time job to start, and then you're going to want to transition this into a full-time job. And the last tip I have is to internally level set on a 6-month path, right? When you start setting these goals, you're going to want to think about this in 6-month chunks, especially when starting out. You're going to be like, how far do I want to go towards investment? How much time do I want to put in this? Where do I want to be at the end of that 6 months? So then you can reassess, hey, is this going to be for fun or is this going to be for business? Do I really like this? Do I don't? The next step that you're going to want to go through is setting up an eBay account if you don't have one. Accounts are free to set up and don't take very long. The next thing you want to ask yourself is, do you want to get a store subscription? If you're just starting on eBay, I would highly recommend not getting a store subscription just because you're going to want to learn the ins and outs on just a few listings. And the next recommendation, even before listing anything, is I would buy some items off of eBay if you haven't before. The key to this is that you're going to want to experience eBay as a customer. By doing that, you're going to learn what works and what doesn't work. What did you like and what didn't you like? That's going to help you a lot when you start selling yourself. If you can't put yourself in the customer's shoes, you're going to fail in business in general. You need to always put yourself in their shoes, understand the pains that they're going through, what's working and what's not for them, and that's going to be what's going to make your business great. Now I'm going to take you through some of the tools that you're going to need for selling on eBay. The smartphone is the number one item that you need as a reseller. It is so handy as you could use as a camera, you could list off of it, you could also look up comps on it, you communicate with your customers on the road with it. It is the number one thing that you need to move your business forward. And while you're on there, you're going to want to get that eBay app to be able to take advantage of your phone to the fullest. Now, as you could do all of your listings on your phone, I would always recommend to have a computer and printer at home because that's going to be the easiest way for you to do all of your printing. By doing your labels at home, you're also going to save yourself a lot of money compared to buying postage at the post office. Next thing you want to have is shipping supplies, boxes, tape, anything that's going to be used to pack your items that you're going to be selling. And lastly, you're going to want a bank account, especially if you're doing this as a business, you're going to want a separate business bank account. If it's personal, you still need your personal account tied to it just because you're going to need that for managed payments. Now, the next question you're going to ask yourself is, how much do you invest? Now, if you are just starting on eBay, my recommendation would be not to invest anything at all. You're going to want to be grabbing items from home, looking for stuff that, maybe were gifts that were given to you, maybe items that you bought for yourself, used them, you don't need it anymore. Maybe you lost a little bit of weight and you got some clothes that are bigger for you. I would just sell whatever you have at home that you don't need. By doing this, you're going to be able to learn eBay by not having to invest any money at all when it comes to goods, but you're going to be able to learn it real quickly. You're also going to be able to take all that capital that you get back from selling the product and you're going to be able to reinvest that once you want to go hit a thrift store. Now, when you do want to start investing into money-wise, I would start setting goals for yourself. And that investment goal would be, how much money are you looking to spend monthly? And that's going to lead into how much you're hoping to be able to sell monthly and also how much inventory that you're going to want on hand. Now, if you're just starting out, I would take just a few $100s and use that as some tester money when you're going to thrift shops, maybe doing retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, all those type of things. I would start small and just start understanding certain categories. Now that gets us into what do you want to sell? The first question I always ask people are, what are you interested in? What are you knowledgeable about? For myself, when I started reselling, I started strictly on video games because that is something I have a passion for. I know a lot since I was like 6 years old. I've always been playing games and I knew that there was a market out there for it. Now for you, you may not want to do video games. Maybe you don't know anything about it. Maybe you don't have systems at home to test them. It's going to be a little bit of investment to be able to jump into that category. So that means you should stay away from that category if you're not really interested in it or you don't really want to get into it. Now for myself, I don't know anything about furniture, so I'm not going to go and look to flip furniture. I know there's money in it, but I really am not interested in taking the time to. I don't want to have to worry about the space. There's a lot of characteristics about it that I don't really want to get into. Another thing you should think about are what are your current hobbies or past hobbies. You may have spent a lot of time maybe playing an instrument and you're going to know all about like a trumpet. Well, maybe that means you're going to be able to go look on Facebook Marketplace and find musical instruments to flip because you know how to take care of them, fix them, all that type of stuff. It's all that past knowledge that you have that you're going to be able to put into your store because you've taken the time over the years to learn that. The last question that you're going to have is, what do my local stores have? So maybe you were interested in selling video games, but your market doesn't have many around. Or maybe there's a lot of competition on it and it's just going to be really hard to find a good array of product. Like for me, in certain parts of Phoenix, there's retirement communities and I know when I go in there, I'm not finding many video games. But by having the knowledge of what is available in your area, by hitting stores, hitting garage sales, hitting estate sales, all that type of stuff, you're going to have an idea of where you're going to be able to take best advantage of the product that's there to be able to resell on an online marketplace. Another key tip I have is that you need to be adaptable. This is going to be based on the knowledge that you've acquired, the market factors that are out there, your time and budget constraints, and by taking all of those into account, you're going to be able to look at your business and pivot it to where it's the most profitable for you. So as I talked about before, if your local area does not have a lot of video games, but it has a lot of Western boots, I would focus on buying Western boots because you're going to have a lot of inventory available to you that you're going to be able to put out there. And that means that you're going to want to gain a little more knowledge in that category because you have a competitive advantage online because of how much inventory that you have in your region. Another tip I have is that you need to have a customer first mindset. As I talked about before, you need to be buying on eBay as well to be able to understand how to resell on there. Customer service is the key for you having a successful business on eBay. If you don't treat your customers well, eBay is not going to treat you well either. You're going to start getting negative feedback, you're going to start getting all these dings on your account, and you don't want any of that to happen. You're going to want to put yourself in your customer's shoes. That means think about the pictures that you're putting out there, think about the titles, the descriptions you're putting out there, think about how you're responding to their questions. If you are responding without a smile and you're responding with an attitude back to them, that means you're most likely not going to get that sale, or if there was an issue, they're going to most likely leave you a negative feedback, and that's going to affect your account. And once you realize that you need to always put the customer first, and that's just part of the business and the game, it's going to make it so much easier. You're not going to take anything personal because you're thinking about it as a business. I guarantee you, if you take care of them, they will take care of you. And my last tip is make sure you are having fun with the business. Reselling could be a blast. Going out looking for product, the treasure hunting part of it. When you get the sales, that's so much fun when you see them showing up on your app. I even take joy in shipping out items because I know it's going to someone that really wants this. That's like the best part of the job, is that you found something and you're able to bring it to someone else. So just make sure you're having fun with it, whether you're doing it for a hobby or you're doing it as a business. And as part of that, make sure you're scaling it based on your time, your resources, your money, just to make sure that you are still having fun with it. If you're just starting and you're not having fun with it, it's going to be really hard for it to take off. My recommendation is to treat it as a game. Make sure you're setting yourself some weekly, monthly, quarterly goals. That's going to make this a lot easier for you. So thank you guys for joining me for today's video. If you have any questions on starting your reselling business, make sure you leave the comments below. Also follow me on Instagram. I'm also under Resale Dojo. Also, if this video helped you out, make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you get more of these in your feed, as I always put out reselling videos and tips and tricks and bolos, all that type of good stuff to help you grow your business. So as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.